What's going on, guys? It's Adonis. Episode 114 was amazing, but the preview for 115 showcases something that I believe may be the biggest fight we've seen thus far in Dragon Ball Super, and no, it has nothing to do with Kefla and Goku. Let's get into it. Now, if you guys are fans of Dragon Ball Super, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you have notifications turned on so you don't miss any future content. Now, during the preview of episode 115, we see this shot right here of Jiren. Now, the sequence shows him sitting there meditating, then it zooms in and it shows his eye do this, like a squint. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'll explain. So if you guys have seen my previous video on Kefla's strength, as far as her being a god level warrior, and how she affects Goku going back into Ultra Instinct, if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link here, but this actually further supports that theory. So for those that haven't seen that video, essentially what I believe is Kefla is gonna end up fighting Jiren. Now in episode 115 preview, it talks about Goku using his King Kai Fist or Kaioken in Super Saiyan Blue against Kefla, or Kafuda, however you want to pronounce it. I'm gonna, you know what, let's do Kafuda, because I prefer that. And then obviously at the end of the preview, it says that Super Saiyan Blue defeated. Now that could mean two different things, that Super Saiyan Blue is defeated and he has to use Kaioken, or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken is actually defeated by Kafuda. Now for this theory, I'm actually gonna go down the road of it actually being more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Now I know you guys are gonna debate in the comments of why a Super Saiyan 2 version of KEFLA and a Super Saiyan Berserker form of Kale isn't as powerful, but keep in mind guys, like we've already seen, like actually seen them fighting toe to toe with Goku in Super Saiyan 2. So it's not a fact of, you know, are they powerful? They are. But as far as them being fused, we don't know how the Potara fusion affects their abilities in Universe 6. We just don't. So we're just kind of up in the air as far as how strong they are. But as a fused character, we know right now, seeing from previews, that they're giving God Goku and SS Blue Kaioken problems. And why this ties into this is Jiren was talking about the reason why he's going back into meditation is because he's done fighting everybody he needs to fight, which means there's nobody in the tournament at this point that poses a threat to him or Universe 11. Because if they did, he would just step in, eliminate the threat, and go back to his meditation. Now, we've seen in the previous episode, when Kale goes berserk, you see Jiren loosen up his meditation. His hands adjust because of what he was feeling from Kale. Now, the reason why I think this is such a big deal is we've seen Kale power up before, and just like Broly, her power was too much for her body, which means it would overflow. And that's what we saw earlier in the series when she did that whole kind of overflow attack and everything just kind of went out of her body in ki blasts. Now, what I think this fusion is allowing them to do is really take full advantage of all of her power. Since it's both of them combined with the power increase, she doesn't have this sense of overwhelmingness to her where she can actually control all of that energy. And I think that's what Goku was referring to when he was saying, you know, I can't feel like, you know, where her limit is as far as how much power she actually has. So I think Jiren is going to sense this once he starts feeling how powerful she is when she goes Super Saiyan against Goku Kaioken. And the reason why I think Jiren's gonna be so interested in Kafuda is because of the fact that she's gonna have a ridiculous amount of power, 1. 2, she's gonna be fighting, potentially defeating Blue Kaioken times 10/times 20. We're not 100% sure how full out Goku's going to go because we don't know what level he's at right now. And I think because of this, it's going to pose another threat now to Universe 11. And I think once Kafuda beats Goku, he actually may step aside and she may go right after Jiren. Remember, a lot of times these fusion characters are super cocky, super overconfident. And now that she has all this power, I really think that it's gonna be her turn to use that cockiness and go towards Jiren to essentially redeem Universe 6 with losing Hit and Kaba. Now, during her fight with Jiren, there could be a couple of things. She may get another form like Super Saiyan 3. That is definitely a potential. We've seen Goten and Trunks turn Super Saiyan 3 when they were kids, but we've never seen them do it individually. So she's seen this form before, so there could be a high chance we see Kafuda Super Saiyan 3 versus Jiren. Now, I don't think it's gonna be enough either. I do think that Kafuda will be able to land blows on Jiren, maybe trade some back-to-back stuff, but I don't think she's gonna have enough power or stamina in the form to sustain against Jiren. Now, another big plot hole that really hasn't been filled yet thus far with this form is this a permanent form? And the reason why I say that, during this episode, they did a flashback to Universe 6 when Champa was giving them the Patara earrings. Now, the reason why I think this is a big deal is Champa was explaining the Patara earrings to them, and he says, do not use these lightly, like, meaning, you know, there's caution with this when you use this. And immediately after, Caulifla was like, they're not really my style, tries to put them on, and he says, I said not to use them lightly. Now, what I'm actually seeing from this are the Patara earrings in Universe 6 different from the Patara earrings in Universe 7 or the ones that are in Universe 11. Why would he say use these lightly if they aren't permanent? It's just really strange. Like, if they're gonna give you a ridiculous amount of power, why take caution with these? Why not just put them on from jump and take somebody out? Or is he suggesting that there is a time limit on the earrings? Like, hey, you can use them, but once you put them on, like, you have a very finite amount of time to use that power, and once you're out of it, it's gone. Now, if they perform how they do on Universe 7 at the moment, obviously things are retconned, we know that there's a time limit on the Patara earrings, and depending on how much energy you use in your fusion, that time can be shortened significantly. Hence Vegito Blue versus Merge Zamasu. Now, considering the fact of scaling right now, there is a very high chance that she could run out of this power before the tournament is done. And if she's in the fight with Jiren and goes Super Saiyan 3 in that fight, she could fall out of the form mid-fight with Jiren, and Jiren could just wipe them out. Now, obviously, we know Goku's been training Caulifla and Kale the past 2 episodes as far as wanting to get them stronger because they requested it from Goku. So Goku was like, well, I need to get my stamina back, I need to get my power back. So he played ball. And you've seen in the 2 episodes how much Caulifla has adapted to how Goku does things. She automatically called out his instant transmission like mid-fight, which was awesome. So you see her progression for sure. And since she's the Universe 6 equivalent of Goku, she definitely has the fighting IQ to handle somebody like Jiren. Not necessarily handle, but be able to fight with somebody like Jiren if she has enough power to do so. Now, obviously this leaves a big question. Will Goku and Vegeta fuse? What about Goku and Gohan? I know a lot of people have been asking about that, especially since fusion is allowed. And because nobody said anything, especially Zeno or the Daishinkan, nobody said anything. Now, whether or not they'll allow anybody to throw Patara earrings onto the stage is completely something different. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts around this. Do you think that Kafura versus Jiren will happen? 2, do you think that she may fall out of her form mid-fight? And 3, do you think a Super Saiyan 3 variant of her will happen in the tournament, since they've seen Goku go Super Saiyan 3, which is almost identical to the Buu Saga when, you know, Goten and Trunks saw that and were like, okay, we can do that too. So I want to know your guys' thoughts about that in the comment section down below. And also, if you guys have other theories about this or things that I looked over, let me know in the comment section as well, potentially things from 115 or in the future. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future Dragon Ball content. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up button, show your boy some love, and if you want to check out my last video, the link will be right here to the side. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.